Good evening. Welcome to Soundtracks with Birdman. One day after John Williams' birthday, so we're kicking off John Williams month here on the channel. Tonight we're doing E.T. Yes, I know we did it last year, but it's a different conversation. We got different people this year. Age Boomer has returned from fixing his John Deere, and Toy Habits is joining us tonight as well. How are you, Mr. Toy Habits?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me back.
Thank you for coming and putting up with us. Age Boomer, how are you?
I'm doing good. Can't complain. Excited to do ET again. We had the weather reporter last time, and now we have the toy collector this year. So cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Although I will say she was a lot cuter than the toy collector.
Oh, so
No offense.
Debatable.
Yeah, okay.
and let's see. ET. Which cut are we doing?
The one that I have, which is the original.
Okay, I'm just asking.
All right.
Okay. Which cut do you have, Toy Habits?
I have the original as well. And last time I watched this was when I was 7 years old in the movie theater. So
it scared you, right?
It scared the pants off of me. Yeah. I watched the whole movie through my hands just from that opening scene. So I'm really itching to get back into it and see what it is as an adult.
Well, starting out, it is kind of ambivalent as to what's going on. So 7-year-old, I can see that. I really can from the start.
Well, to be fair, a lot of Spielberg movies had kind of those scary moments. I mean, I would argue Jaws is a horror movie. I know people would argue. Mm-hmm. What would you say it is, Birdman? A thriller, Jaws?
Jaws, back to nature film?
No, it's a horror movie.
It's a documentary.
You see a severed hand falling in the water.
It's like Shark Week before the Discovery Channel.
Exactly. That's what I thought it was. I was actually fine with Jaws.
Yeah. Oh, interesting. But
I was too, I don't live on the ocean. But now if I had lived on the ocean, I'd be like,
We did live in Southern California at the time, though, but we went to Universal Studios, and so that attraction of Jaws there freaked me out more than the movie did.
That was a great ride. The Universal,
the backlot tour, right?
Yeah, well, I went to the one in Orlando because we have one down here. I think did they finally get rid of Jaws in the one in Orlando? They might have.
I don't know.
How soon we forget.
Let me welcome the chat real fast. We have Big Al Presents. How are you, my friend? It says, "This is reality, Greg." Yep, that's a quote from the movie. Very, very clever on your part. Go Team Ghost Planet Go. Good to see you and Jake. Hope y'all are doing all right. And we got Zootopia in the house. How are you, sir? Hope life is treating you well. And it says we got 5 watching. So if you're just here watching, say hello. If you want to be shy, that's cool too. Thank you for coming. So, E.T., I think as I said last go around, I think this is John Williams' finest film score. I'm not saying it's my favorite film score. I'm saying it's the finest film score probably ever composed for a motion picture, period. Can't change my mind. Don't try.
I'm that more excited about it now.
I think this is, if you ask me to pick out the greatest 20th century film score, I got E.T. I don't have to think about it. E.T.
Really?
Yes.
Not the good, the bad, and the ugly, but that's okay.
No.
Just okay. It's a great score. Don't get me wrong.
The good, the bad, and the ugly, or E.T.?
E.T.
Okay.
I like the good, the bad, and the ugly score just a tad more, but
I'm not talking like. I mean, I don't.
I see. You're taking yourself out of the equation.
Yeah, I'm removing myself from the equation. I'm not saying it's my absolute favorite John Williams. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying it is the best, definitively magnum opus John Williams film score, period, and of all time.
Well played, Birdman.
Thank you. Now, what film has the best film music over a series of film? Lord of the Rings.
Yes.
As a totality. And what about Star Wars? Okay. Star Wars is 9 films spread out over 40 years. It's a little different from Lord of the Rings. That was really one self-contained long-ass film broken up into 3 parts. And then they made them even longer for DVD.
Birdman, I'm curious. Did you get the extended edition scores for Lord of the Rings when they came out? I did not. That was a mistake on my part.
I feel sorry for you.
Yes,
That's
I have.
what
I
I'm
have just
talking
the standard. I just have the standard CD issue scores for those. I didn't get the expanded ones. I thought about it,
You should
but I
not have
didn't.
thought.
I did. I don't
Yeah.
think I had the money at the time, too. That's another thing that hurdles you, But
Asthma, I mean,
I guess you know what I probably should have done. I probably should have gotten the regular extended editions and not the gift sets, and you saved the money from that and gotten the extended
yeah.
scores.
Now
Now,
what
now I have a
did-
Gollum statue that collects dust, but what can you do, right?
Yeah, I did miss out on the LP releases. They did the original soundtracks on LP, and then they did the extended scores on LP, and those start $400 or $500
Wow.
per film. I've got the Two Towers. I need Fellowship of the Ring and Return of the King. If anyone's watching,
All right. I'm on it, Birdman. You give me a list and I will get it for you.
Well, I can get them right now off eBay. I just don't have like $1,200 to drop.
I'll hunt it down for the best price.
Okay, appreciate it.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I was hunting for the other day, Toy Habits? I was hunting for the Octagon on Blu-ray with Chuck Norris. And apparently there was a Ronin Flicks edition released a few years ago, but now it's out of print and it's gone up in price. But I did some research. I found out it's getting another re-release sometime this year. So
that's great.
Keep my fingers crossed so I don't have to pay the big bucks for.
Yeah.
You know the Octagon, Birdman?
No.
Chuck Norris versus and what?
Some sort of shape, right?
Yes, but it was him versus an army of ninjas. This was the movie that introduced the American audience to the ninja movie, which we'll talk about on another stream, I suppose. Okay. Team Ghost Planet. I like the Superman March a lot too. That's one of my favorites, definitely. As
you got
knows,
Superman LP for Christmas, did you not?
I did. I got the Superman LP. I got the discs, the CD set too. I'm all up on that. I got the RoboCop 2 soundtrack too. Did I tell you what I recently purchased?
That was not for Christmas. That was just in the box.
Oh, I didn't realize. Okay. Do you know what Well, I do thank you for getting it for me. And it didn't have the kids. I think it's called The Kids Go Wild, the Babylon AD song. But they did a re-release of that album like a year ago. I didn't realize it, so I picked that up too. So Babylon AD, they're like an Australian hair metal band, and that was like the song for the movie. So I got that too. So very happy.
Nice.
What? Lord of the Rings, best. Yeah, but John Williams didn't score that, did he?
Howard Shore. And if I was a film composer and if I could just do like one great thing, can you ask for anything else than like Lord of the Rings? If that's gonna be like what you are known for,
that's not bad. And
everything else is just kind of like, it's okay. I mean, can you live with that?
Everything is downhill from there, right? You just peak really early. It's what happened to me when I was 13. So,
And Big Al says Empire Strikes Back is the best. It is the best Star Wars score. Is The Empire Strikes Back? Absolutely. You are wise.
Score.
And we need to start getting into the Star Wars films here at some point.
Yeah, we do.
And Toy Habits wants to do Lord of the Rings. I don't know if Boomer can sit for 4 hours and talk.
No, here is my idea for Lord of the Rings, and we can discuss with Toy Habits either now or after the stream. But the original extended editions, when they were released on DVD, they have a cutoff point in between the big cut. And I was thinking we could stop at that cutoff point and then carry it on the next week. Now, obviously, maybe we would do like one month, another month, or whatever was convenient for Toy Habits. I know he has a busier schedule probably than we do, but we'd have to do them in 2 week intervals, though. That's the whole thing. Because we do one half of Fellowship and the other half of Fellowship the following week. We could do that.
Yeah, he's the only one on the stream who's married with kids.
So. I know. So I know he's busy.
My kids are old. I sit in this room all day long, so I'm not as busy as I might think.
Are they on the Fortnite all the time? Is that what the kids are doing these days? No,
they used to, but yeah. No, I have. So it's like you with the LPs. I have every iteration of the Lord of the Rings DVD. So any flavor you want, I'm down for it.
All right, cool.
You got it on Betamax?
No, they did. They got released on VHS, though. Did you know that? The extended editions, they were some of the last VHSs released. I remember that.
Big Al is a beast. He did all extended versions in one day. That's a lot of shit.
I've never tried that. I one time though, they had like an Oscar nomination movie marathon at one of the Regal. No, was it the Regal Cinema or AMC? It was the one that was in downtown Disney, and you could go to see. One week it was four of the 9 nominations. The next week was 5 of the nominations, and me and my friend did 5. And it was 5 movies in a row. You paid like a lump sum, but it was actually affordable compared to what you were getting. And you got to see 5 movies in a row. And I saw 5 of the Oscar noms. And the last one was Gravity. And by the time I got to Gravity, I was like, I want to go home. Don't watch 5 movies in a row in a theater. Don't ever do that.
Wow.
It's not...
For the 25th anniversary of Star Trek, Paramount did the 5 Star Trek films in order in select cities on one day.
Wow.
And I convinced my mother to drive me to Atlanta, which is 4 hours from here. Motion picture, Wrath of Khan, Search for Spock, Voyage Home, Final Frontier. I left halfway through Final Frontier because I'm just like, 4 hours here. It was a long day.
The only time that I've seen a double feature, and that's, I've only seen 2 movies in a sitting in a theater. And get this, I was 12 and my dad takes me to see a double feature. I don't know why these 2 were paired together, but it was Platoon and Can't Buy Me Love.
Perfect sense.
Can you explain that to me?
No.
Okay. Maybe they needed to uplift your spirits after Platoon. I mean, that was an amazing movie. That's still one of my favorite movies.
I remember when I was younger, I used to go to the movie theaters on a day off, and I would do double features. I did American History X, followed by Pleasantville. Because I think I needed something lighter after American History X. I needed something a little lighter, so Pleasantville. Of course, even Pleasantville had its... yeah, but I did those 2 in a row.
Well, let's get this movie started.
Yep, let's do it. So I'm just going to just do the 3, 2, 1. Is everybody rigged up?
Yep. 1, yes. Y'all ready?
Ready.
3, 2, 1, play.
The classic Universal logo. Do we like that classic Universal logo?
Yes.
It's all right. The one logo that always freaked me out as a kid was the United Artists logo. That would creep on and it would do the dun, dun, would do that. If you know what I'm talking about, Birdman.
What's your timestamp? Because I started at 0 and I got all.
I'm at 26 seconds, 27 seconds, 30 seconds.
Okay.
And back to your 7-year-old thoughts. The music here is kind of creepy for a 7-year-old. If you don't know what's going on, it's kind of creepy.
There's some creepy moments in this movie. So let's see here. Alyssa Matheson. Steven Spielberg, Kathleen Kennedy. You're trying to get her husband on for the anniversary, but
I did.
I know. Well, he probably has a lot on his plate, right?
He did read the message.
Yeah, he's busy.
Oh,
he's busy.
Okay, so we're starting with this solitary piccolo theme right here. That's important. Remember that piccolo.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
With the ET theme.
So is this your favorite Steven Spielberg, John Williams collaboration?
You're asking me, right?
Yes.
I mean, I'd have to throw it in there with the Indiana Jones trilogy and Empire of the Sun. I'd have to throw it all in there for different reasons.
Mm.
Do you know where this was filmed? Was it
California?
filmed in Cal? Okay, probably.
I'm thinking California, but
near,
you got a point
near
there.
Universal.
Yeah, I'm expecting. Let me find out. Actually, that's very good question. I would assume it was California, but
yeah,
feels like California. If they're in Vancouver, good on them. Where was E.T. filmed? Oh, top movie locations. Let's see. Movie E.T. was released in. Yeah, I know it was directed.
Now we've got like no talking for like the first 10 minutes of this movie. It's all just visuals and music and sound effects.
Here you go. Elliott's neighborhood, where the majority of the film takes place, is a combination of locations around the communities of Tujunga, Porter Ranch, and Granada Hills, which are on the outskirts of the city of Los Angeles.
Yep, Southern California. All right.
Okay. Now, this is interesting. I got the impression that E.T.'s parents are botanists. Is that correct? Is that what we're supposed to be getting from all this?
I think his whole species are like botanists.
And they're collecting plants from different planets. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's cool. Yeah. Now, I had a couple E.T. toys, and I want to say I had the ship, but I don't remember. The ship looks very familiar to me, though. I think I had something.
They made a little ship. I remember it.
I don't know if I had it or if I wanted one. I don't remember now. I had a little E.T. which you could wind up and send walking. Yeah, you had that one too. That was a pretty common one, I think. Yeah.
After my traumatic experience watching this movie, I did not want any E.T. toys.
It's weird how things hit kids differently. Totally. This movie did not traumatize me. I'm trying to think of children's movies that did. Never-Ending Story was weird for me. That one was weird.
I remember watching that one at a round table for one of my friend's birthdays. We just got pizza and watched Never-Ending Story. But...
Cool. All right. Today was National Pizza Day. Did you know that?
Nice.
My boss at my job got us all pizza. That was very nice of her.
So when there's no talking and it's just sound effects, the score is really, really important, right? It's a really important piece.
And there's more thematic material and drama in the first 10 minutes score-wise for this film than most films get for the entire film run.
Wow.
Yep. Sound is half the movie, as we always say, right?
Because you started out with it's kind of creepy, then it kind of went to the wonderment part, and now it's just going to get into like the driving, dun 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 dun, and it's going to carry that through to the spaceship blasting off, and then you go back to like the little lonely E.T. sitting in the woods.
Aww.
What is April Fool's Day this year?
April 1st.
April 1st?
Yeah, I know it's April from what day, because I'm thinking at some point we may have to do a score we hate for a stream just to shake things up.
Here we go. Dun 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 dun. And then that's kind of where the dun 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 dun.
E.T. kind of sounds like Salacious Crumb from Star Wars.
When
he's screaming.
Yeah.
Well, what's interesting is that we don't know what anybody looks like here. We don't know what the people look like. We're not seeing their faces. We're not seeing what the extraterrestrials look like, obviously, because they just have the glowing hearts. And we're not sure what to make of the situation, I think. It's like, who's...
Imagine coming up on this thing.
The symbols here. There it is again.
That's a cool ILM effect, huh? That's how a spaceship should look.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why we went to the movies. This was what we call magic, and you would go and you'd see magic on the screen. And I'm not trying to knock like modern special effects people. I know some of that computer stuff, it takes a lot of work, but there was something about these old practical effects that
So you had that entire piece of music, which is about 8 minutes. No dialogue. But you got a little ET theme planted, and you got like the government theme planted.
Could you imagine if this was made, or if he made something like this to show like the producer saying, "Hey, give me money for this movie," and he just filmed this part? That probably didn't happen, but
No.
you probably could have used that whole intro scene just to sell the movie to prospective buyers, right? I would think.
Go Team Ghost
Fresca.
Planet Go is correct. When they re-released this in theaters for, I think it was the 20th anniversary or 25th, they computer edited out the guns and put it in walkie-talkies.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And instead of Elliott wanting to be a terrorist for Halloween, he said he wanted to be like something else.
I think Spielberg, as he got older, he was and had kids of his own, and he was starting to feel that maybe the things he did as an earlier filmmaker, scaring the kids, he was trying to dial back. I think he said he regretted that cut later on, and he shouldn't have done it. But and like I've said this on the last stream, I always give Steven Spielberg a lot of credit for one thing. Well, for many things, but in this case, with the special edition, Universal, of course, did a theatrical re-release of the special edition with new added scenes with a computer animated ET, kind of like how George Lucas did with the Star Wars special editions. When it came out on DVD, Universal wanted to do a special collector's edition that came with the theatrical version and also the standard special edition that was going to be the regular release. And Steven Spielberg said, no, every release of this movie that's sold, it'll include both the special edition and the theatrical edition, because a lot of people who are going out to buy this movie are also maybe expecting the movie they grew up with, grew up with. So I give him points for that. He gave people the choice of watching either cuts. So
unlike George Lucas.
Yeah,
Right.
I still don't know what's up with that all these years later. It's
The Star Wars has been accepted in like the Smithsonian archives or whatever it is,
right.
but you have to present the original cut of the film, and George Lucas will not hand it over.
wow.
Interesting. Yeah. You know what else I think wasn't Blade Runner? Isn't that
Really?
the Smithsonian Archives? I believe it is. And I'm thinking that's the theatrical cut, isn't it? With the voiceovers.
Yeah, which version are you talking about? There's like a dozen.
No, with the bad on purpose Harrison Ford voiceovers. We'll get to Blade Runner someday. It's going to happen, but it's that's a score I want to talk
and
about.
I just got a notification tomorrow is Jerry Goldsmith's birthday, and this occurred to me like this morning. I'm like, oh yeah, Goldsmith's birthday is tomorrow, and I was like, I should do like a Goldsmith show, like I just did a John Williams show. Are you free tomorrow night?
No.
I just got Eric Woods. He said he wants to come on.
Have Eric Woods.
I was scared to ask him because, you just did a show with me, and I felt so bad because he's like, yeah, man, I've been running around town all day working on this film, and I just got home like 10 minutes ago, and I'm like, dude, you good to do this night? He's like, yeah, man, talking about John Williams, and I'm like, okay. So I didn't ask him directly. I just posted it on a Facebook group, and he's like, sign me up, and I'm like, okay. So, Boomer,
what?
Jerry, you said Goldsmith's your favorite.
It is, but I can only do so many streams a week.
I understand. It's hard being big time content creator. You gotta.
Yeah, sure.
You gotta go through.
I think I'm smaller.
Gotta sort all the panties that showed up in the mailbox.
Please, I think you're getting bigger than me, man. I'm just gonna say.
I don't know. I'm up to 111. What are you up to?
Not that.
Are you
Like
sure?
I
I thought
said.
you were 200 and something.
No, but it's okay. Give it time. We'll see. Like I said, I get other perks from doing this stuff.
There you go.
But anyway, and but here we go. Look at that. The pizza got destroyed. I was looking at
D-Wall.
Man, Elliott. Okay, why are the kids getting yelled at for ordering a pizza? This is a mom thing.
Yeah, I love
why'd
how the
you
kids
order?
have all these butcher knives.
It's like ordering a pizza is a sin, or even if you're buying it with your own money, it's like, what are you doing? We had a leftover stew in the fridge. I mean, come on.
Is Troy doing a show tomorrow night? Go Team Ghost Planet Go.
No, Troy.
We both have Troy tomorrow night.
No. That's on Friday. Unless he's
That's what
doing
I thought.
something. Unless he's doing a special stream. I don't know anything about it. But
I may use up all my StreamYard hours this week.
What?
I may use up all my StreamYard hours this week. I was on for like 4 hours yesterday.
Oh my goodness.
It's 2 hours tonight.
We've done a lot of Jerry Goldsmith.
Team Both Plan Go. It's still Wednesday. I know this week has seemed weird to me too.
We've done a lot of Jerry Goldsmith scores.
We have.
Elliott whistles. That's what the caption says.
And back to 7-year-old toy habits. The scene coming up in the cornfield's kind of creepy to a 7-year-old.
It is. I would not go into a cornfield in the dark, even with a flashlight.
I don't think I would do it today as a not 7-year-old.
Cornfields are bad. Did you ever see that movie Children of the Corn?
Is that a horror movie or is that like an environmental film?
Yeah, it's an environmental film. The Stephen King environmental movie.
It's a farming documentary.
Yeah.
I could get behind that.
Let's see. Now I'm curious. Who wrote the score for Children of the Corn?
Jack Nitz. Am I right?
I'm looking. Jonathan Elias. Do you know who that is?
No.
Okay, never mind. No, that's freaky.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the cuts here, they're like these weird jump cuts, like do. And like, I don't understand why the swing set is swinging, but that's a very Spielberg thing to throw in there.
Yeah.
Kind of close. A call back to Close Encounters, right? Some of the stuff. Yeah.
This definitely looks like a neighborhood in Southern California.
It's pretty.
Yeah.
I grew up in New Jersey.
Now we're getting what they call like the bicycle theme. Dun, 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 dun. Mm-hmm. Which you'll hear repeated throughout the film because there's a lot of bicycles in this film. And of course, this movie made Reese's Pieces.
Do they make bags of Reese's Pieces that big anymore?
Yeah. Yes. Don't you have a grocery store in Florida?
Oh yeah.
I never. Don't ask. We don't get everything down here.
Okay. You're going to the wrong stores, Boomer.
Yeah, I know. Probably. I need to go to Aldi's. Everyone tells me go to Aldi's. I go to Aldi's, which apparently is a German chain that's getting popular down here. You
shop at Aldi's?
I don't shop at Aldi's. No.
Okay.
Because someone told me I had to put a quarter in the slot to get a cart, and I said, "Okay, do I get to keep the cart then after putting the quarter in?" No, you get the quarter back when you put the cart back. It's like, yeah, okay. So Peter Coyote's in this. You know, he was a maitre d' at the Oscars one year. Remember that?
Really?
He did like the commercials coming up, or to do the best supporting actor or something. And you know, he was weird. He was like some. Like they do, he wasn't the host, but he was like the guy they would cut to before the commercials hit. It was very weird. It was, yeah. Did you hear that the scores that got nominated, Birdman? Are you going to do a little video on that, maybe?
I read through them. And I was like, it's like Dune. That's like, I was so excited for Dune. I'm like, Dune is getting 3 soundtrack releases. And I was just like, wow. And I was really looking forward to it. And then like the day it got released online, I started listening to it and I'm like, dear Lord, I either got to turn this off or I'm going to shoot myself in the head. So I turned it off. And then, you know, like I kept hearing people just like, I love Dune. So, and I'm like, well, maybe I just wasn't in the right mindset, you know, maybe someone like pissed in the kitchen and I was in a bad mood or something. And I went back. I'm just like, God, like scissors, knife, something, you know, tape, can I tape my mouth and suffocate? So, but I've heard good things about Year of the Dog, although it's not a movie about dogs. So,
okay.
crickets.
So guess where man that movie's subverting audience expectations.
I think so, because I thought it would be about dogs, but it's about like cowboys, and Benedict Cumberbatch is in it, and
he's good in anything. I like him.
I'm not really sure what it's about, but I did not see a dog anywhere in this trailer.
Oh, The Power of the Dog.
Yeah,
I'm 3/4 of the way through that movie.
Is there a dog in this movie at all?
Not that I've seen so far.
Okay, maybe it's coming in the end. Hey, hello, Eric Woods. He loves Dune. I think if I saw it with the film in the theater, it would make a difference as opposed to just listening to it on its own.
I saw Dune in the theater, and it was amazing.
I keep hearing that. I was just kind of like on the fence, and the runtime was kind of like, but I feel like I do need to see it in the theater, probably in IMAX.
It may get a re-release if it's being nominated for Best Picture. Sometimes that happens. They'll do a re-release of Best Picture noms.
Squeeze every dollar that you can, and I'm not faulting anyone for that.
What were they eating there, by the way? Was that hamburger steak?
It was just a big glob of meat, just on a fork, right?
Yeah, I didn't know what it was.
And it was huge. Like little Drew Barrymore cannot fit that whole thing in her stomach.
Yeah, it's
hamburger on a fork.
Yeah, hey, you know what? I bet you probably want a pizza again. Well, it's not happening. eat this Salisbury steak or
This did not look good.
To be a kid in the 80s, huh?
That's one of my favorite things of rewatching this is because you live through the 80s and then you just get to see it come back to life again.
That's what I like a lot about movies. In fact, one of the reasons why I even find some of those 80s slasher movies interesting because they are kind of time capsules of the time they were made.
Mm-hmm.
So you're seeing, even if you're not into the horror part, it's just interesting seeing how people dressed and acted back then. It's just it's interesting.
Now, would you stay here and like what would you do in this situation? Would you freeze?
Oh, yeah. Oh, you mean with him staying there? I think at this point he's frozen with fear. It's what they and
the music's still kind of like is this going to be okay? Is this not going to be okay?
How do you know he's not going to jump up there and bite his nose off, right? I mean, he's an alien. That's what they do.
Okay, so Eric Wood says the Power of the Dog title comes from Psalm 22.20, which reads, "Deliver my soul from the sword, my darling from the power of the dog."
Oh,
interesting.
Okay, never mind then. That's now I'm maybe more curious about that movie.
I was hoping it was a movie about like actual dogs somehow, like a guy with his best friend dog travels across the country and have adventures finding toys in thrift stores.
Adventures of Birdman.
So I know that ET is saying you left these delicious little candy colored globs of peanut butter, and now I'm all right with you. That's probably what that means.
Now
Reese's Pieces. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say like this is really, I will say, dangerous of him, but he's got a lot of gumption luring an alien into his house with candy, and nobody's gonna hear. Like, what if somebody gets up and goes to the bathroom? Come on.
I think this character's at the age where he might try it. Like maybe his older brother wouldn't try anything like this, but maybe he's just at that age where he's going to try to. What is he? Is this like second grade? I'm thinking for him, second, third grade, probably.
8th.
No, he's not middle. 8th grade.
8th grade is what?
Oh.
13.
No way.
He's not 13.
No, I'm thinking it's like maybe 3rd or 4th grade, maybe older elementary. Yeah. He's in elementary school. I'm not buying no middle school for this kid.
He's riding a BMX bike. Come on.
His brother may be in middle school, or he might be early high school. I don't know, but yeah.
Okay, so Eric Wood says it's a psychological drama western. Now that sounds interesting to me. Is it on Netflix? Is that where it's at?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, I have the Netflix
Yeah.
still.
It's got Jesse Plemons from Breaking Bad and other
Okay.
stuff, and Benedict Cumberbatch. Yeah.
Check out that Star Destroyer in the corner.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a pretty cool toy collection.
He does.
He does.
I never had a Star Destroyer as a child. Just saying.
No, I was lucky because I got some Star Wars hand-me-downs, and I think I had a cousin that gave me they gave me the Death Star, the one from the 70s.
I hate you for
I had it. I had it at one point. It was pretty neat, and I had the miniature toys, which I loved. I loved the little miniature Death Star I had.
Elliott is 10. Okay, I was close. I said 8.
Okay, that makes sense. Oh,
Yeah.
you said 8. I thought you said 8th grade. Never mind. Okay,
Oh, okay.
because I was about to
Yeah, that
say
makes
ain't
more
no middle
getting
schooler.
the friendship theme here.
Mhm.
Very quiet version of the friendship theme. This will pretty much reappear, just a slightly heavier tone when ET dies.
What?
Yeah.
Spoilers. For people's not-
Excuse me.
But he comes back. He comes back.
Spoiler
Okay.
again. Plus, there's the clone ET that runs around later in the movie where he splits in two, and the other one
What?
runs about. Oh, I'm sorry. What?
That one eats everybody, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's the that's the dark side of yeah. He's a evil doppelganger ET.
There you go.
Did you ever see Mac and Me?
No.
Nope.
Okay, they used to show that one on Showtime a lot. It's kind of like this, but not as good. Ronald McDonald was in that movie though as himself. He showed up in a scene at McDonald's. Yeah, it was impressive. Who's the sponsor of this movie? Reese's Pieces, whatever. I'll admit though, Reese's Pieces are a great candy. They are one of the great candies.
They are tasty.
I think I like them more than M&Ms. I do like M&Ms, but I think I like Reese's Pieces more.
I love the way that the perspective of this film is if you're the height of a child or the height of ET. Like,
very good.
It's
Eric,
where's
the Stargazers concert suite? What album is that on? Is it on a released album?
He ate the candy.
He's gonna eat it.
I would never eat candy that I just find out randomly in the woods.
It has a protective shell.
Plot armor? I don't have plot armor. It's at the laundry.
Oh,
I never thought of this.
I have a horrible thought. I may have seen Mac and Me more than I've seen ET.
Oh.
I think that might be true because they would show it on Showtime all the time. They never showed ET. This must have been an HBO exclusive. Because I had Showtime growing up, so we didn't always get the good stuff.
All right, so
Eric, wasn't most of the original ET soundtrack released like a rescore for the most part?
So brother is 16 then? Not a great driver.
15, 16, I have trouble backing up still,
That's bad driving right there. I'm sorry. He's going up over the Oh God. Look before you get out on Oh.
And Eric, Silvestri did Mac and Me. Am I remembering that correctly?
Well, that's funny. Did he also do Ready Player One?
Silvestri did do Ready Player One. John Williams is not available for that. Yeah.
Interesting.
Although honestly, I liked Silvestri doing it because you had the Back to the Future references in that film, and I thought that was a good nod. Williams couldn't have done it.
Right.
I think Silvestri was the first choice to go to for that film.
Little Drew Barrymore. Was this her first breakout role? I think she had done commercials before this, right? But I think this might have been her first theatrical movie, maybe. Did you ever play hooky from school? Birdman?
No,
Not
no,
a
that
once.
was like sin in my household.
I was a rule
Really?
follower.
Really?
Oh yeah, I had 2 older brothers that got in a lot of trouble, so I didn't want to get in trouble, so I followed the rules.
Okay, no, that's cool. I was mostly a rule follower, but I would play hooky until we moved to Florida, and they made it too complicated to play hooky, so I stopped. That's the school would be like, "Oh, we gotta get this thing signed." Oh, just forget it. I think also you got like one for one semester. You got like one. You don't have to do anything in gym class. You could sit in the bleachers. I think I would use that thing right away. It's like, no, I don't want to go to gym today. No, just done. Don't want to do gym. Look at all these figures. Go ahead.
The Star Wars toys.
He's got some good.
Have Reese Pieces in Great Britain. They're like little. It's like little peanut butter with like a hard candy shell. Is that how you would describe them?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're different. They're a different kind of peanut butter than what's included in a Reese's peanut butter cup, though. Different texture. So it's not quite the same. Over here in this country, we have Reese's peanut butter cups with Reese's Pieces in them sometimes too. Those exist.
So man.
That's just decadence. Is that what you're thinking?
It's kitchen sink Reese's Pieces is what it is.
I mean, that's
with a white chocolate shell too. They'll do that too. They'll do that variant. All right, can't eat this one because it's fake. This is money, you see.
All the teachable moments here that it's priceless. I wish somebody taught me this.
Yeah. This is a car. This is what we get around in.
But the music here is just like so tender and innocent.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you just met your new best friend in the entire world, and this is the music you get.
Mm-hmm. I like it. All right. I'm going to go get something to eat.
Oh, doggy.
Oh. I don't know. How would a dog react, huh?
I'm afraid my dog might kill E.T. You laugh, but I mean, rabbits and squirrels and coons, and they've caught them all. Birds. And here we just kind of established a connection between E.T. and Elliott, with the umbrella popping up, and Elliott got startled.
That's strange. I could not figure out what was going on.
That's cute, Eric Woods. I think mine would just like snap its neck and just rip it apart, and everyone would have a piece and go to different corners of the yard and just. I'm not trying to be gross. I'm just it's wild kingdom around here some days.
You want a Coke? Who wouldn't want a Coke, right? Come on. Right. Unless he's a Pepsi drinker. I didn't think about that.
Who makes Reese's then?
Yeah.
Not. I guess more like M&M's, but not like Smarties. Smarties is just like pure, wonderful sweet sugar with some food coloring.
What Smarties are you talking about? American Smarties or Canadian Smarties?
What?
I've never heard of Canadian Smarties.
No, they're completely different. I didn't realize this. They're made by Nestle, and they're like M&Ms, but they're like little chocolate covered sugar shell.
What? They're not the little chalk things?
Nope. Completely different in Canada. I have a coworker who was originally from Canada, and she brings them down sometimes. I got to try them. They're completely different. They're like a Nestle version of M&Ms. It's weird. It's
Okay.
which makes me wonder what our Smarties called in Canada. Our Smarties. I don't know if they, or maybe they don't get them up there. I don't know.
Oh, the Space Invader shirt. I just noticed that.
You know, actually, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead, Boomer.
No, at the time there were a lot of you could buy T-shirts of different arcade games. I think I had one for Centipede or something, or my brother did something. Yeah, Galaga. Yeah, they had all sorts of things. Look, look at his face.
His face is priceless. Oh.
Here we go. Everything crashes and falls down. This is bad furniture, bad shelves. This is just. Now they explain where the father is. Did he leave them? Is that what happened?
He left them for someone else, and they're in Mexico.
Yeah, I remember hearing that now. Now I remember. Yep.
Yeah.
And Dee Wallace, she's been in a lot of movies. She showed up in a horror movie I liked that was a little more recent, House of the Devil. She was in that. Raggedy Ann.
Toy Habits, do you have a sister?
I don't. I just have 2 older brothers.
Okay.
You're 6 and 4 years older than me, so I was the baby.
You're the baby?
Mm-hmm.
I'm the baby in the family, too. I know what that's like. Third.
Hence, we got taken to, my dad just went and saw movies and just took us. And so we, Razor, Lost Ark, E.T., Star Wars, which I don't remember being at, but swears I was there.
Well, movies were cheaper back then, too. They were a cheaper theater-going experience. I remember I could get into a matinee back in the late 90s for like under $5 sometimes.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Now it's, it's gone up a bit, but.
Yeah, Eric brings up a good point. Dee Wallace is the only adult face you see until the last act of the film. Almost kind of like a Charlie Brown show.
Oh, yeah. That's true.
Good
Except
point.
you've never seen adults in Charlie Brown.
No.
Well, that's what he's doing. The captions cleared it up for me. He said he's imitating Count Dracula.
Did you not? Did that not come through?
That never came through to me. For I'm like, what's with the weird, like Romanian accent? Blah, blah. Okay, I guess that's what that was.
Hey.
I just.
That's funny.
Dracula, another John Williams score.
79 Dracula. Yep. Yes, and speaking about Dracula and John Williams, when I was talking to Jeff Cummings yesterday, I asked him, like, what's your one Williams score that you didn't get that you would like to have gotten? You can pick any film. And he said 89 Batman, because John Williams was attached to it, but he had to drop out because of The Last Crusade. And I'm like, what do you think it would have sounded like? Do you think it would have been something like Dracula with like the sweep of Dracula, only maybe with some brass thrown in?
He probably had ideas.
Interesting to think what Dracula would have sounded like if Williams had done it.
I mean, Batman.
Batman, yeah, Batman.
Well, no, because he had done the score for, of course, Superman. So I'm sure when he was doing that, he maybe had some ideas for Batman, what he would have done.
Wait, is this the Batman that came out in 88?
Yeah. 89.
No, he didn't do the score for it. Danny Elfman did. He was he was too busy doing Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, which is a great score too. So I'm not.
Oh, sorry, I'm mixing up Prince, who did the soundtrack for it.
Oh,
I was like,
yes, the Prince soundtrack. I remember.
Prince did some songs.
He did the whole. I mean, he had a whole album.
He did,
but he didn't do the film score.
No, you're right. You're right.
In fact, he did what's called the soundtrack.
Yes,
it's funny. There's the score and the soundtrack.
Speaking of Prince, that was the first concert I ever went to. Purple Rain.
Oh wow, that must have been impressive.
How many times did you see him?
It's the best. I've seen him 3 times, and then he did a surprise concert in Oakland. I was gonna go, and then I was like, "Oh, I'll catch him later," and there wasn't a later.
That always sucks, doesn't it?
Yes.
When there's not a later.
Yep.
Oh, Eric Prince was supposed to do the actual film score for a while too. Did he actually get anything written, or was it just in talks?
Interesting. Something I did not know about Prince.
Oh.
I don't like his feet.
I don't really like him either. I'll be honest with you. I mean, in fact, he's kind of a weird looking dude. And is he like very wet here?
Boomer. Not everyone can be as beautiful as Toy Habits and I, you know.
Okay, I know. I'm just saying, is he perspiring here too? The ET.
Don't hate me because I'm beautiful.
I remember those commercials.
Yep.
I remember those commercials.
It's words to live by.
That was that Kelly LeBrock that did those commercials?
I don't know.
I wanted to say it was. I don't know though, but yeah.
It sounds familiar.
I can think. What's he eating there? See, the problem is you're not giving him a nice, well-balanced meal.
No.
Why don't you make him a chicken pot pie?
Or that meat ball on a fork, right? At least something.
Actually, is he vegetarian? I don't know. He may not eat. Maybe his species are like herbivores. I don't know. It's just like you're feeding him all this junk. That's why he's gonna kill. I mean, not that I'm not gonna say he's gonna kill over. I keep thinking it was the food.
Hey, we're getting the first hint of the flying theme right here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
which is going to come into prominence in about another 30 minutes or so.
Now, is he telekinetic? Is that's what I'm getting from this?
Mm-hmm. I believe so.
Isn't everybody?
Telekinesis is that ability.
Did you ever see Scanners, Birdman?
I have not.
Okay.
Do I need to?
I may have to do a rewatch. Let me see here. Scanners. Who did the score for that?
Again with the swing moving.
Yeah. That's the very Spielberg thing to throw in there. Because most swing sets don't swing on their own.
Right.
Here you go, Birdman. Howard Shore did the score for Scanners. You've heard of him, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
He also did The Fly, Silence of the Lambs.
That makes sense. Yeah.
The Fly.
That's a movie about insects, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. I passed my science test because I watched that movie.
I'm trying to think what tests have I passed because I watched a movie. I think history. I think television show. I think television helped me.
What
with
about
history.
English? Like you didn't read the book, you watched the movie, and then you kind of fudged it enough to pass it, right?
No, that. Oh, I think maybe I told the story.
Cliff Notes, baby. Cliff Notes.
No.
Oh, yep.
Let me tell you something. I had an English teacher once. We had to read Fall of the House of Usher, and then he had us watch this really bad made-for-TV movie. No.
Okay.
That Poe story. You've heard of Poe, right?
Okay.
Anyway, we had to watch a made-for-TV movie about it that had the guy from My Favorite Martian in it, and it just was terrible. And then he gave us a pop quiz, and some of the answers were for the TV movie, and some of them were for the short story. And I selected the right answers because I was like one of the only people in the class that had read the story. So, come on, it's Poe. Poe's always fun.
That school bus never looked like that.
Yeah, this is Spielberg attacking Gen X.
Mm-hmm.
it was worse even in the 70s movies he did. The kids were worse than those too.
Yeah.
It's they always made kids out to be horrible. Like 70s movies, all the kids were terrible. It's just
Okay, so the fly is about a scientist who makes a teleporter and gets spliced with a fly. Well, that would suck.
You've never heard of that movie?
You never
I'm
seen that
thinking
with the
funny, Boomer. I know what it's about. It's got Gina Davis in it.
Jeff
Okay, you
Goldblum?
like Gina Davis?
She's
Jeff
all right.
Goldblum.
I mean, she's no Julianne Moore.
I like her. Actually,
she's
Jeff
no
Goldblum.
Jeff Goldblum.
Jeff Goldblum, in my opinion, was a very underrated leading man. I think he should have been leading man in a lot more movies. He had a great screen presence because he could like pull off both the nerd and the leading man at the same time. It was weird.
Oh yeah,
it was
him and Thor Ragnarok is like a perfect combination. He's fantastic in that movie, and you kind of get to see that. You know, he doesn't play a main character, but you get to see that presence from him.
It's funny. He's like another supervillain in the movie, but there's like the other supervillain he's having to contend with back home. But then they have Jeff Goldblum, and it's.
I need a melt stick, is what I got from that movie.
Yes. Oh man, it was just. It was funny.
Sideshow doesn't have one yet.
They probably do. I think my daughter has the action figure of him, so I think she has a melt stick, a little mini one. It's just a few body fluids.
So was your history teacher from Canada, Matthew Flynn? That's interesting. Do y'all teach much Canadian history in the UK? I'm just curious about that.
What's he eating here? Potato salad? What is that?
Yeah, it is potato salad. I find potato salad tasty.
It's weird. I've always had an aversion. I never wanted to try it, and then I finally tried it around Christmas time. I got some from the store, the kind with the egg in it, and it actually wasn't bad. I had it with some fried chicken. It wasn't bad. So maybe I've come around to liking potato salad after all this time.
Oh, here's that connection again, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember I made a point. That was the actress that jumps out of the cake in Under Siege, right? The one who's sitting across from him. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Diagonally?
No?
That one?
Yeah. I think that's her. And I think I even looked her up and it was her. Yeah. I don't remember her name though. I remember Under Siege. She was with Steven Seagal, remember?
Oh yeah.
And I've never seen a Steven Seagal movie.
90s movie actor, right?
Oh, yeah, also 80s. No, you've never seen a Steven Seagal movie. No.
I try not to see Steven Seagal movies.
He's not as good as Chuck Norris, and that says something. Steven Seagal, he's the worst of the 80s action stars. I'm sorry. People pick on Van Damme, but Van Damme was in some bad movies, but at least he has screen presence. Seagal, I just know.
Here's a recommendation for you, Mr. Toy Habits. Try potato salad with guacamole.
That sounds interesting.
It sounds something, but that's not the word I would use. She was also in Baywatch, apparently, Boomer.
Oh, okay. I knew she looked familiar.
Now, this is kind of cruel. You got to murder the frog in the class.
Yeah, but he said they don't really feel anything, so...
Oh, how does he know?
Yeah.
Right. They just go to sleep.
This is like when that on In Search of, when they talked about Bigfoot, and you have the one scientist saying, what we really need is to catch one of these Bigfoot and cut him open. That's what he said. And then they cut to the park ranger saying, no, we have a law on file. You see a Bigfoot in the wild, you cannot kill it. Okay, you will get into trouble if you do that. Like, just in case they exist, you're not allowed to just go shoot it. just for fun, which I and then they cut back to the scientist that's being all clinical about it. Just
like drinking beer in cartoons, like as a kid, right? Be pretty special.
Remember, like drinking beer, like you don't touch the beer. Like that's like you'll drink a beer and you don't even want to know what will happen to you if you try that. It's
and
like,
I
no.
didn't because my brother left his. He had a party in high school, and he was dumb enough to leave all the evidence in the garbage. So when my dad put the garbage in the garbage to wheel it out, opened it up, and there it was. Dummy.
I lived in a dry county, so we didn't have anything.
What?
Yeah, I lived in a dry county. Did you not have those growing up?
No, not New Jersey. I don't think
in
so.
the South, back in the day, a county could choose to be dry or not, which if it was dry, you weren't allowed to sell beer in the county. And you could have enough for like personal consumption, but you weren't, if you had like a closet full of stuff, they
couldn't throw a kegger party?
Not legally, no.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I don't think there's any dry counties left, so I think they've all been done away with. And Eric brings up a good point. Harrison Ford had a cutscene as the school principal. Which I would still like to see that scene someday.
That would have been interesting.
Can you, or are you able to see that somewhere?
I've never found it. But his wife wrote the screenplay, and he was on set. And I think the story was Spielberg's like, well, hey, you want to play this part? And he's like, okay. So, but they never put it in the film.
This must have been a fun scene to shoot here.
I can imagine it probably wasn't, but yeah.
Probably. I mean, looking at it. So many frogs.
I imagine every kid in class now fails the frog dissection part of the course, and you'll have the one kid, hey, I was trying to stop him. I held on to mine. It doesn't matter. One bad apple spoils the bunch.
So here's the really overt connection here, then.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's stepping on top of the bully, and now he gets to kiss her. That's a good day at school, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he gives John Williams gives the theme here just a different feel to it. In my opinion, it sounds more like an old Hollywood movie.
Yeah. Well, there you go. I mean, that's sort of what it was kind of. Steven Spielberg grew up on those old Hollywood movies, right? So
he did. And he was friends with John Wayne, and that was I believe a John Wayne clip that they were showing.
Yeah, from The Quiet Man, I believe.
The Quiet Man. Okay, yeah.
How did Elliott sober up so fast?
Bread and water. That or the psychic link got broke. I don't know. Maybe the alien.
She just crashed into him with the door from the fridge.
That's funny. Maybe the extraterrestrial processes alcohol differently than we do.
Metabolism. All right.
There you go.
Makes sense to me now.
And this is like the most oblivious mom in the entire world.
Yeah.
I.
But have you ever been really focused on something though, and you can't see the trees through the forest or the forest for the trees? And I've done that.
Because I live with 10 dogs. I have to know everything that's going on at every point in time.
I don't think I realized that.
Because there's gonna be like where'd this child come from? Yeah.
Oh, she kicks it. She kicks the beer can over. Okay.
B is for basket.
Now, kids' television really hasn't progressed since the 80s. Then it's about the same.
We ain't got cartoons Saturday morning no more.
No, we got to make our own cartoons and just watch the DVDs over again.
Here's the thing, though. You say we don't have Saturday morning cartoons anymore, but through various streaming services, you could just make your own Saturday morning up with the cartoons. You could watch. I think I was seeing Earthworm Jim was on one of the free ones, like Tubi, and you could watch. Actually, HBO Max has a lot of the Warner Brothers stuff on there. Of course, oddly enough, Animaniacs is on Hulu because of weirdness, because I thought Warner Brothers owned that. They must have made a deal before they decided to start their own network. Of course, that's what is that? Sesame Street she's watching though. What is that?
Yeah, I guess I never watched
Yeah.
Sesame Street. I watched
I
soap
didn't
operas
either.
growing up.
I did too.
Yeah, I
watched
watched
it
it
with my
with
grandma.
my grandmother. Yeah.
Santa Barbara was one.
No, I was. She was a CBS person, so it was Young and the Restless, As the World Turns,
She
Guiding
watched them
Light.
all. Yeah.
There's
And she
Big
called them
Bird.
stories.
Yeah,
She's
yeah,
like-
they
she's
call
like-
stories too.
She's like,
yeah,
Michael,
I
I gotta
gotta
watch
watch
my
the
stories.
story. Yeah,
That's funny. It was back in Ventnor, New Jersey.
Really? Okay.
That's where my grandparents lived, and so this was back when you could send a 6-year-old on a plane all the way across the country, and then you can have their guardian meet them at the airport, and everything's okay. So that's what I did from like 6 to 13 was spend summers back in Ventnor.
It's weird. They used to do that back in the day. I remembered when I was watching. We were watching Poseidon Adventure on Big Al's channel, and the boat. We were making a point that the teenage daughter and the young kid brother they're on the ship by themselves. They're not with any parents. And so,
Oh my gosh. I did everything by myself. They let me do everything.
Yeah.
I went to the beach. I went mini golf, walk on the boardwalk. I was pretty much alone all day long.
yeah.
But it was fun.
I would stay at home. I would watch reruns of Different Strokes and Facts of Life.
Great show. Great show.
and yeah, I used to watch those. I used to watch like the Disney before Disney Afternoon when it was just DuckTales. I used to watch those. Then I would watch Different Strokes and Facts of Life, and I was like, how much longer can I prolong doing the homework? Because homework's no fun. I don't like homework.
hey,
This is a
Boomer
good look
got
for
one of them
ET.
spots in the chat again. Check that out.
What box?
I'm guessing that's a bot. Or
It's a bot.
red. Or did I just like have like a satanic like?
We keep saying they're Russian bots, but I'm like, I don't know that that's true.
I used to get those all the time, and then they just stopped for some reason. I don't know why, but I don't get them anymore.
Hold on a minute. If you want, I'll knock it out for you. Hold on.
Oh, I think I did.
You did
Blocked,
alright,
right?
never
That's
mind.
what you do.
That's what I do. Yeah.
Okay.
Birdman throwing the hammer down. The clothing is great in this movie because I used to wear kind of that long shirt with the shirt underneath.
I didn't do that. That was never. Plus, Florida, I didn't wear any shirt over because it's too hot down here. But
Yeah, I was in Southern California at this time, so
oh, I see.
this was the look.
Okay, look at that. He's not looking too good.
Eric Wood says that was actually a reference to the Quiet Man film score.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Did you have a speak and spell growing up?
Oh,
Anyone?
thank you for
I did
bringing that
not.
up. Thank you for bringing that up. I did, and you know how we got one? It's like
You
the only
bought it.
time. No, my brother, I think, or my sister, one of them, they won it out of a cereal box or something. You know how like that happens? Buy this and
No
you get a
way.
chance to win. It actually does happen. You always
happens?
see these contests. Now it
Wow.
wasn't fancy like that speak and spell with the read screen. It was like a
Well, that was
Yeah,
speak and
go
spell 2.
Okay, so it was a speak and spell 1. They won it. I ended up inheriting that, and I also got a speak and read for myself growing up one Christmas. So I had the speak and read, which had the light up screen. So I had
Wow.
both the
I
speak
mean-
and spell and the speak and read. Yeah.
And no wonder you're so learned.
Yes. No, I enjoyed that. And I don't know
It was
why
great.
no one ever got me a speak in math though. That was like the last one, and I kind of wanted one because I had the other two, but I never got around to getting a speak in math. But what can you do?
Can't collect everything, right?
Well, yeah. Plus, I guess I didn't have the money, or maybe by the time I went around to getting it, I couldn't find them. But no, I did like those. Those were fun.
Those were
They
fun.
were educational, but they were fun
Mhm.
too. So I didn't
Yeah.
mind that. Yeah. I never had a Teddy Ruxpin though. That was one I kind of missed out on.
I didn't either. My friend up the street, who was a girl, had a Teddy Ruxpin, and so we would trade. She would come down and play GI Joe at my house, and then I would go play Strawberry Shortcake and Barbie
Oh, I
and
see.
whatever at her house. So it was fun. I got exposed to a lot of cool stuff.
Well, whatever happened to this girl?
I don't know. I can't find her on Facebook. We went to high school together and then lost touch. I still go visit the old court that we're in, and I think her parents still live there.
When I was in school in Indiana, this was like a lifetime ago, there was this girl, she had red hair, and I never knew her name. I always called her Red. She had red hair. And I wore Snoopy ties back then, because everyone who was cool wore Snoopy ties. And she called me Special Agent Snoopy. And we'd always talk for, and for some reason, I never asked her out. I don't know why, because I would ask out like anything with a pulse back then. But I never asked her out. And then I switched schools. And like, I always thought about her. I'm like, what was her name? I wish I could find out what her name was. And then a couple of years later, I was in town and I went to the library and I got the yearbook for 94, 95. And I looked through it and I didn't see her picture. So I got the next yearbook and I looked through every picture. I'm like, there she is. So now I had a name and I had something to go with. So I sent a letter to everyone that lived in Evansville that had that last name. And I put her name on it. And I think I sent like 5 or 6 letters out, and it got to her.
What?
And I got an email. I got an email from her, and she's like, "Hi, my parents gave me your letter, and yes, I remember you." And I was like, "Oh my God, she remembers me." And it turns out she was married, loser. And
well, you don't know that. He could be a very
okay. He's not a loser. You're right, Boomer. He's a better man than I am.
No, he could just maybe, but it doesn't have to be a competition.
Story gets better. And it turns out she was a big Star Wars, Star Trek fan. She liked film scores. She liked comic books.
Oh, wow.
And I never knew this about her. Like, on paper, she was like perfect. And she had red hair. And it's like, why did I never ask you out? And, and I told her, I said, I don't know why I never asked you out. She's like, well, if you had, I would have gone out with you because I had a huge crush on you. And I was like,
don't ever ask that question.
Right through the heart. Yeah. Now,
you never know, though. Men are dumb with that sort of thing.
Never know.
Did you ever, any of you see the movie District 9?
Yes.
No.
It kind of reminds me of just building little machines, little aliens building little machines trying to get back home.
District 9's hilarious.
District 9 is great.
I saw the Critical Drinkers review on it, and it sounded interesting.
No, it's a fun movie. There was this wonderful scene where they're interviewing one of the people, and he's going, "These prongs, They gotta go. I mean, if they were from another country, that's one thing, but they're from another planet. No, get out. It's like, which I thought was funny because, like, the name is like, I don't care if they were immigrants from another country, but extraterrestrials, I draw the line in the sand. No, get them out of here. It's like, which I thought was funny. It was like it's just a very clever movie. He was originally pegged to do an Alien sequel that didn't come to fruition because Ridley Scott had to come back in and do Covenant because they were going to do like an actual follow up to Aliens where they're going to pretend 3 and 4 didn't happen. It was going to be Ripley and Newt and what's his name I forgot what his name now, not Hudson. Hicks, yeah, and it was going to be them, and they were going to be, and it was going to be like a reuniting, and it was going to be Newt was going to be an adult by now, and it sounded like a great idea, but no, we don't get that. It's because I always like to imagine that maybe Ripley and Hicks got married and raised Newt as their adopted daughter. That would have been fun, but
Prometheus was a fantastic movie, I thought.
Oh no, it was. And to be fair, I pick on Covenant, but Fassbender's performance in it is something.
He's wonderful.
He is excellent as that android character.
Yes.
I mean, he's a great actor all around, but he was really good in those 2 movies. Yeah, but
the Polaroid. Did your parents go around trick or treating with you?
Interesting question. I think when I was really little, but after that, it was like you go with a group of friends.
Yeah.
So like I'd go with my group of friends trick or treating, or with an older brother or sister or sibling.
Yeah.
You would go off on your own. Your parents wouldn't come with you after a certain age. Like maybe when you were
Right.
really little, like first grade, kindergarten. But after that, it's like you go around with your friends.
Yeah, and it's really early too. I remember like maybe first and second grade, that was the cutoff, and then we were off.
I didn't think they wanted me hanging out too long after dark, though. Like when dusk hits, come home, please. But yeah, they say you can go out and trick or treat in the neighborhoods, and I miss Halloween. You got some interest. You always got weird. You get like your staples, and you get like the weird candy, like the like the Bito honeys, which I only ever saw at Halloween.
Yeah. Those are actually pretty good.
They're not bad, and even the Mary Janes I got used to after a while. But it's like, and then don't give me pennies. Of course, I guess they could not give me anything at all, so I shouldn't say
That's
anything,
true.
right? But it's
like, you can get raisins.
We're about to
bet you'd get raisins on occasion.
We're about to get Yoda's theme.
Yoda. I never dressed as Yoda. I did go as Darth Vader when I was real little one year. Yeah, I got one of those store-bought Darth Vader costumes, but no Yoda. No Yoda.
Yeah, that is Yoda's theme.
Yes, Matthew Flynn, it gets very hot here in the summertime. It's not so much, it gets really, really humid, and that's the killer. I don't mind, like 95-degree heat if it's dry. I don't mind 100-degree heat if it's dry. But when the humidity is like 80, 90, 100%, it's just like, oh, my Lord.
Mm.
What's the other brother going as? A hobo that's stabbed in the head with a knife.
Okay.
Yeah.
Listen.
Okay. You and your scores.
Listen to the piano, like propelling the action along here. And then we're going to get one of the greatest full theme reveals in motion picture history. Do you hear the piano propelling everything along? And then here it comes.
Oh.
Boom, right there to get the flying theme.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful.
And you think, wow, how can you top this? And you do top it at the end of the movie. You get this and you turn it up and you throw in some Red Bull and like some speed in the blender and you just inject it into your bloodstream.
Well, the music itself takes you up into the air. It really does. If you think about it, this is.
Don't crash.
They crashed.
You know what I just realized? I'm not scared anymore. This is like therapy for me.
We all have the movie that freaked us out. Ghostbusters freaked me out too, so I'm not.
God, I would not open the refrigerator if I was home alone.
Yeah. Look at that beautiful starry sky. That's nice.
Eric Woods, would you say this is Williams' greatest film score? Not your personal favorite, but the greatest. And Matthew Flynn, yeah, I dread summertime every summer. It's like that's prime season for me to get pneumonia is summertime.
Halloween was great. I went trick-or-treating till I was 18. Embarrassingly, but I had a good time with it.
What? Sorry. What about? I'm sorry. What'd you say? Halloween?
Oh, I was just saying. I thought Halloween was great. I went trick-or-treating up until I was 18.
You know, I got away with it until we moved. I forget when I stopped. I think even sophomore year of high school in New Jersey, I was still going with my friends. But you go too long, they're like, "Are you getting a little too old for this? Yeah, give me. I'm dressed in a costume. Give me some candy." You know, so,
I did get the looks from the adults, and I did get the
whatever.
random. Are you too old for this?
Never.
Yeah, and I said no.
I don't know. I think by sophomore year, and then of course I would nobody does anything around here, but up north that was a big thing in the Northeast. You walk around. I'm assuming also in California. You walk around the neighborhoods and you get the candy, and it's fun. I remember I got I mailed in for a Pop-Tarts video with stand-up comics, and there was this one guy that talked about his Irish father, and he said, one day he takes me, dresses me up in a chicken suit, gives me a bag, and says, go get candy from the neighbors. And he's like, what are you talking about? It's like he had no experience with what is he doing? He's probably smarter than anyone over at NASA, that ET there.
Yeah.
I probably
most definitely.
They're like children are like smarter than your best scientist in that species. You with your fancy degrees and whatnot. That's a good jack-o'-lantern. That's a classic jack-o'-lantern right there.
Never look like that.
They never come out looking as it. The only time they come out looking as it was when I cheated and would use the patterns inside books.
Yeah.
I did that one year. They came out better than usual, but yeah.
Little pumpkin carving kit.
Exactly. You get those. There's a stencil. You can,
my parents always used to just give me the Norman Bates special, and so I didn't stand a chance.
We've already done the Psycho rewatch. Of course, we could always do it again. Of course, there's always Psycho 2 and Psycho 3 to do.
Jerry Goldsmith did Psycho 2.
They are actually surprisingly good follow-ups, and I would argue you don't have to treat them as this is what happened. Treat them as maybe a possibility of what happened after he got loose. They're not bad for what they were when they were made. I mean, nothing's going to top Hitchcock, but I did think Psycho 2 and 3, they weren't bad. They were pretty good thrillers in their own right.
Was he the one that also did the Gremlins score too? Birdman?
Yes.
Okay. I was like, I knew I heard that name before.
Look at that. Is that a deer?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a female deer?
It could be a young male deer.
I don't know. It's just,
Do you not have deer in Florida, Boomer?
We not have what?
Do you not have deer in Florida?
We probably do. We have other things in Florida you got to watch out for.
Alligators? Large
alligators. You joke about alligators. I've seen way too many to be comfortable. Okay. Let's see what else we got down here. We have wild boars, or wild pigs, at least. I was in a nature reserve once. I was sitting at a park bench in this nature reserve, and I hear that, and I see this whole troop being led, I guess, by their alpha male or whatever it was, the leader of the pack. And I'm like, I'm just gonna sit here and not move, and hopefully they won't see me as they walk down the path.
Wild pigs can be quite grumpy.
Yeah, you don't want to mess with them, but I figured if I just sit here and not make any sudden actions, plus they were far away. They were on the forest path. I'll just sit here and wait a little while till they go away. You're not looking too good. Of course, that could just be the makeup he was wearing. What was he, a goblin?
Yeah.
No one goes as a goblin for Halloween. I've never heard of that. That would be a cool costume, though, like a Lord of the Rings-esque goblin, huh? That'd be...
Mm-hmm.
That actually would be a good costume. I've never thought about that.
I'd say he does all the heavy lifting in this film. This film is nothing without John Williams.
definitely agree.
Well, wait a minute. You don't think another composer could have done a good job?
No.
You don't think so, huh?
No. Just shut up. You just stop talking. No.
Okay. Elmer Bernstein, huh? Maybe.
No.
No. With the zither. You don't think so, huh? Okay.
Wait, did you say Hans Zimmer?
No, the zither.
Oh.
Type of flute, right? I think he uses that. Not Hans Zimmer. You don't like Hans Zimmer, I know that much.
I like Hans Zimmer fine. That's a vicious rumor that people try to spread. I like Hans Zimmer just fine. I have a lot of Hans Zimmer.
Okay.
Yeah, Eric Woods is right. Williams was untouchable during this era. Period. Hands down. You know.
Oh, the witch and the skeleton in the background. We had those decorations. We had them. We used to hang them up in the windows. Oh, you can't see them now. We had those, the tall ones you could hang up. The idea was you would hang them in your. Well, don't worry about it. You'll have to look at them later. We had those.
No, I'll go back when we're done.
Yeah. We had a Frankenstein too. There was the skeleton, the witch, and the Frankenstein monster. That's what they had. And
that's funny.
You could hang them in your. Or no, maybe our Frankenstein monster was something else. No, the Frankenstein monster was a plastic thing we had, but we had that witch and that skeleton.
Is he being followed?
He is.
Yeah,
that'd be creepy back then.
And they sort of
not creepy today.
No, I'm okay with it today.
Okay.
Stranger Things kind. Go ahead.
Really boat-looking like cars.
Stranger Things was kind of doing the whole kids on bikes being chased by evil government officials. Of course, I would say that the government people in this aren't really evil. Maybe a little misguided, but I don't think they're evil. They're just, they're not like something out of the X-Files, That's.
What do you think Goldsmith would have sounded like for E.T.?
I didn't say Goldsmith.
No, Eric.
Eric. Okay, I don't know. Oh,
what? Goldsmith was doing. He was doing Poltergeist at the same time that Williams was doing E.T., right?
I think so.
Because they wanted Williams to be Poltergeist, but he had to drop out because of E.T.
Have that horrible raccoon next to E.T. Get away from him. Oh, he don't look good. He did not look good. You're like heart is getting wrenched out of your chest. You're like, they can't kill him. They can't kill E.T.
You know, 1982 was a pretty big ass year for motion pictures. You had E.T., you had Blade Runner, Star Trek II, Poltergeist, Gandhi,
The Thing.
I think
Secret of Nim, did that also come out that summer, I believe?
Conan, that's what I was thinking of. You had Conan the Barbarian.
Yeah, Conan the Barbarian.
The Man from the Moon.
So do you hear, like, I don't know if I want to say dread in the music, but I don't know if I want to say sorrow.
No.
What word?
Anxiety? No.
Optimism?
No, not optimism. Sadness. Maybe sadness. What's another word for sadness? I need it at the stores.
Despair?
Melancholy.
Despair. That's a good word. Thank you, Boomer.
I'm sorry.
Sadness.
I'm
Utter
saying
despair. How about utter despair for the win?
Notice how the adults' art faces are still covered.
Yeah.
Which turns to terror. Yeah, it does turn to terror here.
I'd be freaking out if a guy in a spacesuit was trying to crawl through my window.
Yeah, I would probably shoot the bastard, to be honest.
Did they not have hazmat suits back then?
I am wondering if they're worried that hazmat suits aren't enough. I don't know why they're wearing the spacesuit. I don't know why.
Okay.
We might know if Spielberg would ever do an audio commentary on one of his movies. I'm just saying. Let's throw that out there.
Yeah, if you're listening, Steven, come on, man.
Maybe it's time, huh? Did Kubrick ever do an audio commentary? I don't think he did either. But
well, what kind of suit was Marty McFly wearing in Back to the Future? That yellow one.
Radiation suit.
Yeah, the radiation suit. That's right. That would have been a good one.
I love when he pops out of that thing and they're thinking he's from outer space. That was funny. And you look at it from their perspective, and he would look like he was from outer space, right? It's like...
This is what happens when you get a lot of termites, right?
Yeah, something like that.
People come into your house and...
I saw Breaking Bad. Yeah, I know how it's done. Yeah.
Now, did E.T. maybe catch an Earth disease like the common cold that's messing him up? Is that what's going on here? Huh?
I mean, he could. Could be alcohol poisoning.
He's not getting his proper alien nutrients.
He could be allergic to peanuts. I didn't think about that. You know, I mean, it's the thing with people down here. Maybe the aliens got it too. I mean, I don't know what's wrong with him. It's.
Well, I mean, to have like a realistic conversation, dogs can't have caffeine. Dogs can't have chocolate. Dogs can't have grapes.
Oh boy.
Dogs can't have grapes?
No, it'll shut down their kidneys.
No kidding. Okay, that's good to know.
Wait. We just saw his face. Is that like the first adult face aside from the mom? Yes,
Peter Coyote. Now we're seeing the adults finally, yeah.
Okay. Peter Coyote.
Yeah, he's been in movies.
He's been in this one.
Who do I get? I think I get Peter Coyote and Matthew Modine confused with each other. Or maybe older Matthew Modine looks like Peter Coyote now. I don't know.
What has he been in? Let's see.
He's been in movies. He's one of those faces, you know.
Yeah. Aaron Brockovich.
Yeah, there you go. Aaron Brockovich. That was a... I just know one of these scientists is saying, like, when can I cut the alien open? Come on.
Mm-hmm.
Just let me do it. You know, it's like, he's got the scalpel like his hand is shaking. I want to see what makes the heart glow. Come on.
Yeah.
Like, we could power that could be more powerful than a nuclear reactor. Come on. It's like
Did I send you the link to that YouTube guy, Stranger Thoughts?
Me?
Yeah.
I think so. I don't know if you did or not.
He does like videos like why you wouldn't survive Alien, why you wouldn't survive Arachnophobia, why you wouldn't survive Jurassic Park videos. And he just goes to the movies like, you wouldn't survive Jurassic Park 1 because they don't put locks on the doors. And you know you're going to get out and try to take a selfie with this Tyrannosaurus Rex and he's going to eat you.
I'd like those.
Yeah, I'll send you some when we get off.
Thank you.
The Arachnophobia one was funny, and they're all funny. And he did some movies. I'm just like, I don't want to watch this movie. It's like something called The Crazies, and a movie called 30 Days of Night about vampires in Alaska. And I'm like, I don't want to watch this movie. But he still brought up some good points.
Arachnophobia.
Have you seen Arachnophobia?
Oh, he was John Goodman. Okay.
Yeah.
Long time ago. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
That's a scary movie. I saw that in the theater, Arachnophobia. In fact, I actually got that with what remained, I think, of my Disney points on my Disney rewards. I got Arachnophobia with it.
Matthew Flynn, we have not done any James Bond movies. I'm not sure why that is, but we haven't done.
I think we're waiting for the right one.
Well,
How
there's
about A View to a
25
Kill?
of them. Do which one?
A View to a Kill.
Yeah, I like that one. Boomer.
Okay.
Love that movie.
We could do A View to a Kill. No, wait a minute.
Oh, okay. Translation.
Wait a
I
minute.
don't like that movie.
Wait a minute. No. You're thinking of Living Daylights, Daniel. No, View to a Kill. Wait a minute. You don't like A View to a Kill. You're messing with me, right? You're messing.
I do.
That movie should have been good, but
That's my favorite,
no.
Roger Moore James Bond film.
It's the last Roger Moore. Yes.
Yeah.
No.
With Christopher Walken and
Yeah.
Yeah, you thinking Christopher Walken as the villain?
Great
Perfect
film.
choice. I guess playing some genetically engineered Third Reich
like a mad scientist kind of guy.
soldier, mad
Eric
scientist
Wood,
made
which-
would perfect.
Which Casino Royale? The one by Burt Bacharach or the one by David Arnold?
Okay,
My vote's David Arnold.
I'm gonna say something to you. You want me to punish you? We will watch the original Casino Royale, the Burt Bacharach one.
I'd rather do David
It is
Arnold.
one of the worst movies I've ever seen. No, correction. It is the worst movie I've ever seen. Boom. There we go. I'm not even going to mince words on this.
Because I think that's the worst movie I ever saw.
See what Hardware? You know what? We'll do it. I haven't watched Hardware yet. You
Well, you
rained on
don't
my
need to.
parade there.
I watched out of that movie.
No, here we're watching this important Spielberg, and you're bringing up Casino Royale. I will go on a rant about Casino Royale. Don't the '60s version, piece of crap. Don't get me started on that one.
Okay, Eric Woods has agreed to do, I think, Casino Royale at some point in the near future.
Okay.
All right.
After John Williams' month is concluded, we'll need to figure something out.
Creature's pressure is bonding. His complexes are slowing and widening. You don't know what's happening. Stop acting like you're experts on what's happening here.
They're playing Atari.
Yeah, you know, I'll be blunt. That's what that is reminding me of. Yeah. This just rips your heart out here. We like E.T. Yeah, he's a little on the weird looking side, but you know, it's what's inside
We
the
all
counts.
can't be beautiful, Boomer. You know.
So I wonder what he's thinking. Is he scared more for? He's probably scared more for his brother than ET, maybe, or I don't know. Like, because they're probably thinking Elliott's going to kick the bucket too when he ET's because they have like a psychic link.
Everybody's all looking all pasty and stuff. What was he saying? What was one of the best Bond songs?
You Know My Name by Chris Cornell.
Uh-oh.
I like The Man with the Golden Gun. That's one of my favorite Bond songs. In fact, I tend to like the songs that are about the villain. You know, like Goldfinger. That's another one that's about the villain.
You know, it is kind of odd for Spielberg to do some zooming out. As someone who doesn't like needles and doctors and everything, this has always been an uncomfortable scene that I'm like, I don't.
That's not John Landis there, is it?
I had the same thought too.
Like a cameo, maybe? Maybe it's not. Maybe it's just a guy that looks like him. They have the kind of similar beards, but yeah, that was. Maybe it's the peppered beard. Maybe the salt and pepper beard. Maybe that's why I'm thinking in the glasses. Maybe that was a look back then, right? I don't know. Oh, This is horrifying. You're making little Drew Barrymore cry.
Oh, I don't think I liked the scene either when I was little.
No, he did this to torture the kids in the audience. I don't want to see this. I want happy stuff, not this.
I guess it's Robert D. Murphy and not John Landis.
Okay.
This scene seems very prolonged. Just watching it again.
Yeah, well, back then, wasn't about Michael Bay having out you didn't have the explosions every 5 minutes. You had these,
And like change the camera angle every 3 seconds, right. So you can get vertigo going.
Mm-hmm.
Remember when Optimus Prime died in that Transformers movie?
Oh, of course.
I heard from a coworker. He told me that kids were crying in the theater when that happened.
Oh yeah,
they were not.
It was horrible. Just like in the first 17 minutes in the movie or something like that.
Oh.
Drew Barrymore could not stop crying after Spielberg called cut. I guess she was really in the moment then. That's
She's
good acting on her part.
Yeah. What has she been up to lately? I guess she dropped out of acting. I'm trying to think what I saw her in last.
Did she die in the Scream movies? I've never seen the Scream movies, so.
Well, to be fair, do spoilers count if it's a 30-year-old movie? It's sort of they compared her role to the Janet Leigh role in Psycho.
Okay. So that would be
how you thought she was going to be the star, and nope, that's not what's happening there. But
now I read online, so it has to be true because the internet's never led me astray. That Henry Thomas had lost his dog a bit before he auditioned for this movie. And the scene they had him audition for was the scene where he goes and talks to E.T. after E.T. dies. And he channeled that event in that scene. And Spielberg was like, "You're it, dude." So I'm not saying it's a good thing he lost his dog, but maybe it helped him get the part.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it looks like on September 14, 2020, Barrymore launched a syndicated daytime talk show, The Drew Barrymore Show. Not sure if that's still on. She also wrote a cookbook, which with chef Pilar Valdez, titled Rebel Housemaker. The last movie she was in was The Stand-In, but it got delayed, I think, due to the pandemic. So I don't know.
She played Sugar in Batman Forever. Nice.
Oh no. Batman Forever. It's going to happen one of these days, Birdman. I don't know if I could even make it through Batman and Robin, though. That was horrendous. No. I saw both in the theaters. Forever has its moments. Batman and Robin.
Oh.
Oh no.
Okay, we're getting the friendship theme again, although it's a little bit more somber this time.
Yeah, because he dead.
He's dead.
He dead. And you know what? Who killed him? I think it was you, Elliott. I think you gave him. You're letting him eat whatever. Their physiology ain't the same as ours.
Beer and Reese's Pieces, right?
I would have given him some borscht. That's what I would have borscht.
Borscht.
Whatever they call it. The beet soup. That can't be bad.
Borscht. Yep.
I think that's like a universal alien. Any species can eat that, and you'll be fine, right?
My grandfather
think so.
used to eat that.
Well, there you go. See, yeah. Instead, you gave him Reese's pieces and
Pieces.
I don't know, and steak on a fork, and now he's dead, and that's your fault. So you should be crying right now.
I think I'm gonna make that tomorrow.
Would you not say this right here is like the avatar for childhood loss? Like you lost your dog, your cat, your goldfish. Favorite G.I. Joe guy got chewed up by the lawnmower. Broke your heart.
Yeah, you're hitting me
totally
right here.
Broke your heart. Yeah. And then you watch this film and it's like, yeah, kid, I know exactly what you're talking about because Mutt got run over by the lawnmower and he's in like 500 pieces scattered throughout the yard. And I gotta gather them all up and bury them in the front yard. And my mother's not gonna buy me another one because I didn't take care of the first one.
And this is in their house too.
Yeah.
But what do we see happening? What's happening to the flower?
What is going on here?
You know what? A light from like the heavens should shine on the flower as like a.
How did this happen?
Home.
Was it friendship?
Yes. I think that's what happened. It's the friendship that brought him back.
Did you read the novelization of E.T. Eric Woods? I used to read those back in the day. So E.T.'s over 10 million years old. That's old. That's older than Yoda.
I read the novelization of Batman Mask of the Phantasm. The Batman, the animated series movie that did get a brief theatrical release for like 2 weeks at few theaters, but it did come out. I did read the novelization.
You're right. It's not a good thing when any dog dies. It's been there more times than I care to remember.
You ever see My Dog Skip, Birdman?
Nope.
Oh, all right.
I really haven't seen a lot of dog movies. I live a dog movie.
I like Turner and Hooch. That was a good dog movie. Tom Hanks.
Yeah, I saw that one back in the day.
It's a good one.
It's his head.
Yep. What are you doing?
Oh, there's a flower.
Yeah, the flowers are in bloom. He's back.
It's gonna be okay. I'm lucky nobody spoiled that for me.
Peter Coyote should be like, hey, how do those flowers come back? What are you hiding, little girl?
Mm-hmm. We need to dissect you, little girl.
That's what the cigarette smoking. That's what the cigarette smoking man would have done on the X-Files. It's like, yeah,
yeah, you know it. Yeah,
slide.
It's like, have a cotton ball, little girl. Yes, like the final of this movie is just amazing with the score.
I'm driving.
Awkward. He's trying to smile and like, hey, just open the door and this can all look.
I love that he puts his helmet part over his face before he starts.
Of course. Again, though, they're adversarial, but they're not villains, the government people in this. I think that's interesting. Whereas Nowadays, they would just be the villains, probably. You know?
And you can kind of think about it in three parts. You got the van, then you got the bike chase, and then you've got the resolution with the spaceship.
She's so cute.
I think on the LP, this is like the entire fourth side.
This is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm referencing the 2 LP set that came out a few years ago. Not the original LP. It's just a 2-sided.
I guess we know why he was so horrible backing the Audi out of the driveway, because he actually doesn't know how to drive. This is reality.
Well, can he just beam up? This is
It's
reality, Greg.
Greg.
Star Trek is real. Well, I guess it was. That was supposed to be the future Star Trek. You know, that was. You got William Shatner. You know what I'm talking about?
Here we go. Bicycle chase music.
Well, who's taking the picture? But then how do we have a group picture?
All right.
And Herbert Spencer was the orchestrator. He did a lot of work with John Williams, especially back in the heyday, which would be like the mid 70s to like mid late 80s or so. And the layers to the score, you know, you could like kind of pick them apart. You've got like what 3-4 different things going on here.
Yeah, yeah.
You got the going on when they're going down the hill.
We're asking, thinking it's one thing, and it's a totally different thing.
Look at this. Is this your favorite piece in the movie?
Yeah, I like the final 15-20 minutes. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. The symphony orchestra we have in town, the Fluttering Flutes. Yeah. The orchestra we have in town, they did ET a couple years ago, score to the film. You know, they show the film and they played the score. I was really concerned because I'm like, man, if y'all fuck this up, I'm gonna burn this place to the ground. But they did okay. They did okay. I think the violins did better than the brass section, though. But I didn't leave feeling violently angry.
You didn't leave feeling like someone kicked your dog, as it were.
Yeah, I didn't leave like I did when I went to Nashville to see them do a John Williams concert, and I got up several times like, and I eventually just left.
Was there like a Kenny G style jazz performance of like?
It was just, everything was off. Everything was off. I'm like, y'all can't play this, so why are you trying? And then the person I was with was like, well, not everyone can play John Williams, then don't fucking play it. How about that? And here we go. Here we go. It's coming. You know what I'm talking about.
It's got a gun.
That's it. Yeah. Okay. Here it is.
Oh.
Boom. Flying theme right there. Lift up off the concrete. And the orchestra is pouring their souls into this all the way. No one gave 95% on this. Everyone gave 100. No one did 95. I'm sure Toronto's orchestra is better than Huntsville's, Alabama's orchestras, but they did okay. They did okay. I would go again. And how would you feel riding your BMX bike through the air like that?
That'd be pretty sweet. Have you ever been on the ET ride, Birdman, at Universal?
I haven't been to an amusement park since like.
Oh, you'd like the
Opryland,
ET ride. You would like the ET ride. It was.
Yeah.
It's kind of an old school style side with the audio animatronics, you know, and you actually ride the bikes. I think you ride the bikes in the ride, if I remember correctly, right? And it's like you're on the bikes in the ride. And when you're in the forest, it plays the music, the John Williams music. Like when you're waiting in line, you're in the actual forest area.
Mm-hmm.
This, yeah, it's neat. It's very neat.
Yeah, that was a great ride. Yeah. God, imagine seeing this thing come down. Jeez, I used to shoot galaxies and nebula out in deep space, and it'd be amazing just to see what is out there.
Oh yeah, I know. I mean, it's
Boomer. You should see the pictures he took from his backyard with a camera.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, did you show him?
I haven't, but I need to. Like deep space pictures from his backyard with a camera.
Holy cow! Okay.
Yeah, not a Polaroid, not a cell phone camera.
Huh. No.
Yeah, it's funny. A picture is it's a misnomer. It's hours and hours of data. Then get merged into one picture. Aww.
Now, Boomer, it's okay if you cry. We're all adults.
Shut up.
I'm actually tearing up.
I'm getting a little misty-eyed. I'll be honest. I'm not gonna. There's no shame in that. Yeah.
Drew Barrymore got me.
Yeah.
I could just imagine.
So there's some long fingers he's got there. He could be he'd be a ace on the keyboard, huh? Did you even introduce him to a piano, Elliott? This was a missed opportunity. He would have stayed here.
It'd be a synthesizer in the 80s.
Yeah, I know. Like I said, he'd be like one of my favorite electronic musicians, Keith Emerson. He would be.
It's amazing what you can do with puppets and a wonderful film score.
Mm-hmm.
Well, don't say puppets. This is a little more advanced than a puppet.
And
dude.
Fraggle Rock.
Yeah, or even Yoda. This is more advanced than that. This is he is the special effect of this movie. Let's be honest here. This is a advanced audio animatronic. That's one of the reasons I didn't want to watch the special is because they used the CG one, and it's like this was a pioneering special effect back then, Steven. There's nothing ever going to be quite like it now.
Yeah.
Again, I haven't seen that special edition, but yeah.
The Dark Crystal, right?
Yeah. Well, the Dark Crystal's puppetry too, but I do. Yeah. That has an interesting score, actually.
Yeah. One of my favorite movies.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. How was the Netflix follow-up to that? I never did see it.
I really enjoyed it.
Okay, I should look into it.
I wish they would have done more.
Okay. I think it was a prequel, wasn't it? As I recall, yeah.
It's just seeing that world again was just astonishing.
But like I said, Birdman, this is the first movie as a child that I stayed awake through in an actual movie theater. And I actually stayed and paid attention in the whole thing. So,
wow.
This was
I was taking the fire before this and I fell asleep.
Was Raiders before or after this?
1 year before.
No,
okay. All right, so yeah, I think Raiders is the first movie that I remember in the theater.
Oh, yikes. You went to see that in the theater. How old were you?
7.
Yeah, I mean, I was younger when I saw it, but yeah, that's.
I had to sleep with the lights on for a week after that one.
No, that stuff from I don't even know what those were. Were those ghosts or angels that come out of the Ark of the Covenant at the end? And that was not good. You know?
No. Oh.
Back to the Piccolo. Started the film.
Oh, you're right.
I think after this movie, people were like, Spielberg can do no wrong. That was basically what happened. I remember that. That was like and I think they were slapping his name on everything. He's a producer. Make him a producer on this. Make him a producer on Gremlins. And when I would see movies like Gremlins and the Goonies, I was like, that's a Spielberg movie. You know, because I didn't realize, there's a director that's working on this that's not Spielberg. But I kept associating all of these movies with Steven Spielberg. He was basically a brand at that point, and it was, You got the rainbow in the sky?
Oh.
God, thank you in heaven.
That was wonderful.
Did you like when you saw this? You stayed probably during the credits just to listen to the score, didn't you?
I'm sure my mother jerked my ass up and took me to the car. You know, it's like, let's go. It's over. It's like, Mom.
Like, Mom, there's piano.
I think my favorite.
I have the most non-musical family in the entire world.
Oh.
My dad was into music, big classical music buff actually, but he would listen to scores too. He liked musicals as well. That was his big thing.
Brother made his career out of music, so.
Oh really? Oh, good for him.
His brother has an awesome YouTube channel.
Cool.
Yeah, Eric, I'm the last one out of the theaters today too. But when I was a child and I didn't have a driver's license, I didn't have a choice.
Get drug up by your ear.
I still say this is John Williams' ultimate film score. I'm not discrediting The Empire Strikes Back, anyone. I'm just saying this is just in a different class of my classification system.
Empire, that's a very the Empire. Oh man, what I want to say about that.
Star Wars. If you want to single them out, Empire is the best. film score wise.
No, but
Jeff?
I remember as a kid, we didn't own that score. I had to get it from the library, but I remember that even listening to it as a kid, it felt like a very large score, like a very epic score. Like it seemed longer than even the movie in some ways. It was, but yeah. But no, you know what? You want to pick this as your top? I get it. This one makes sense.
Oh, Marin County, that's right in my neck of the woods.
Model makers.
And this is still before the day of 20-minute credits.
I was just thinking that. Like, credits here are what, 4 or 5 minutes?
Yeah, they're not. And to be fair, I think even for this time, this is a long credit sequence because there were a lot of.
Is there an
effects in
end
this,
credit too?
Like a stinger at the end or something? Like I don't know what you hear this booming alien voice. You know, we'll have to harvest the humans soon, and then, like he'll have a name. I don't know. I don't like some. No, there's nothing at the end. No, they didn't do that back then.
Is the end credit music? Is that new music for the credits, or was that?
Yeah,
in the film
Typically,
somewhere?
John Williams scores the end credits first, and then he kind of works backwards. So he's nowhere where he's at. He's just got to figure out how he's going to get there.
That's fascinating.
Eric Woods, I
never would have guessed that.
I just want to comment, Eric Woods. I did that with the Star Trek 2 soundtrack. Record the end theme.
Oh, thank you for that.
PG parental guidance suggested. Yeah, for drunken revelry. Yeah, because he's getting all liquored up. You think that's Deluxe Digital Studios? I have the Blu-ray because apparently my special edition super set DVD I bought, and I got like the ET super set. I didn't just get even the special edition when this came out on DVD. I got the super set that came with the book. It came with the CD soundtrack. It came with everything. And apparently this DVD actually in the set does not work, so I had to rebuy it on Blu-ray. So there we go. I ran into that horror story last time, I think, right? We were doing it.
And this was John Williams' 4th Academy Award win. I think it was his. Was it his 6th Grammy win in a row for best soundtrack? I think he got a lot of stuff off of ET. But it was his 4th win.
Should there have been a pop song associated with this movie, Birdman?
No.
There was. It's not such a silly question. There was a Michael Jackson LP release for ET.
Huh!
Yeah.
How did I miss that?
I see it on eBay. It's pretty easy to find. I don't have it. I've never listened to it. Eric, do you know anything about the Michael Jackson song that came out for ET that's on a separate record?
I had to look that up.
I could see him doing an album like a soundtrack album for this. I could see Michael Jackson being the one to do it. That would be interesting.
You know, I might one day just order it just to have it.
You should.
Oh, I get all sorts of special features. There is a Special Olympics TV spot. Is that ET endorsing the? I guess it's ET endorsing the Special Olympics. Okay.
Okay, it's a read along book and it's terrible. Okay.
Okay. Well, I bet it's on YouTube somewhere, right?
Probably is. I never thought to look.
I'm trying to remember if I had the ET talking book, and you get the little booklet, and then you got the record with it. I might have had that for ET.
I've got my Empire one still from way back when.
I didn't have one for Empire. I had one for the original Star Wars, though. I had that one.
Yes, Prince did the '89 Batman, one of my favorite soundtracks. I watched the '89 Batman in the theater 4 times because I just really liked the movie.
I'm trying
But
to
it was
think.
the first time.
Yeah,
The first
we're
time
still on
through.
Sound Engraver. We're still chit chatting.
The first time through, I was like, I'm like that. I hear Prince, and you hear Prince through the whole thing. And I went home and I was like, I got to get that soundtrack.
Oh.
Hmm.
You said Sound Engraver's a fan of this movie. I wonder if she saw this in the theater, or if you were too young. I don't know.
I don't think she was born yet, Boomer.
All right,
She's
I
not-
don't know. I don't
she's not as
know.
old as you are.
I know. I'm just saying. I saw this when I was 4 years old, and it was a special moment in my life when I saw this. Oh, the music. Oh, here's a special feature. The music of E.T. A Discussion with John Williams. I don't need to watch that garbage.
Is your dad okay, Sound Engraver?
Oh, sorry.
Her dad had surgery today.
Okay, well, I'm glad he's recovering. Well, she says he's recovering.
I hope
We'll
it wasn't anything serious, but I mean, if you're doing surgery, that's always sounds serious to me.
Yeah, no, okay.
You know, when I took my appendix out, they said it's nothing big. I'm like, it is to me.
No,
Right.
So, I hope he's okay. Hope his family's okay. I wonder how Ayal's doing. Her mother's not doing too well.
yeah.
Everyone, keep Ayal's mother in your prayers, please, if you're so inclined. We all need to remember each other.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Came out much better than anticipated. Okay, that doesn't sound. It still sounds ominous to me.
Yeah, well,
So,
keep them in our thoughts and prayers.
Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah.
Oh. But
Toy Habits, did this movie scare you like it did when you were 7 still, or are you?
No, I absolutely loved it. I love the music. I've always loved music in films, and that's something I always paid attention to. But just getting to hear you talk about it and like cueing me into things that are going on, and the bookend with the piccolo, and I think that like makes it a whole package for me. So I loved it.
You could do like an entire thesis on the music for ET. There's a lot to it. And I am not a music expert by any stretch of the imagination. Sound Engraver's got like a whole degree in it. But there's a lot to unpack. This is the second time, and I still don't feel like I've done the film justice. Maybe one day I'll like actually sit down and like produce a video or a series of videos.
Oh, you should.
I should. I need to get that. What's that computer thing I need to get? iMac or Mac or
little Mac Mini. It's
Mac Mini.
so cute.
Okay.
It's just sitting right on the desk here.
yeah, I used to get Mac Minis. I'm using the iMacs now, but I used to get Mac Minis as well. And
Toy Habits powered by Mac Mini.
Really, you do all your stuff on a Mac Mini. Okay, cool.
I do, yeah.
Macs are nice. They give you
bought.
nice free software with them. I mean, it comes to be fair, it's not free. You're paying for it with this, but that's where you buy the Mac. iMovie is very intuitive, very nice to use.
Oh, it's great.
Yes, it's just trust me. I'm no software expert, but I was able to work my way around.
Yeah,
stuff. Yeah.
I had a PC up until April when we started the channel, and
you got a Mac Mini.
I bought this Mac Mini and sold the PC. I still have a laptop, but this has been fantastic.
Yeah, I've always liked Macs. I mean, they do eventually die on you, but everything does, I suppose. But
yeah, that's true.
I have to tell you, Birdman. We'll see if this is on YouTube somewhere. There's a actually. Well, how do you have your ET?
I just bought it off Google Play and it's on the tablet. I've got the DVD, and I had the Laserdisc back in the day.
Okay. See, I find it I find it odd that you're all on the digital stuff now, but back in the day, you were doing the whole Laserdisc stuff. I mean, you were more advanced than I was, so
Yeah, of course, I am the Birdman.
Well, no, I'm kind of curious why you haven't wanted to jump on board Blu-ray and that. I don't know. I'm just.
I mean, I haven't had a setup at the house in so long. I mean, I do now. I've got one of those big TVs and.
Yeah. Well, you could at least get your streaming things on your TV, yeah. And I need to send you a link to a decent DVD player you can get for your set.
I would like to get a Laserdisc player again and get the Laserdisc collection.
What?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, you're being serious. You're being serious. For starters.
Yeah. Why are you laughing? Don't laugh at me.
DVD killed the Laserdisc star, dude.
and
Blu-ray, I'm sorry.
You can still buy Laserdisc. They sell them at the record store downtown. They have a whole Laserdisc section.
Where?
At the record store downtown. No, where all the smelly hipsters coming out at.
Please. Please. You are not being. You're trolling me. You're doing a good job.
I'm being serious.
No, you're not.
I am.
You're not buying Laserdiscs.
The record store at the hippie place downtown. They have a whole Laserdisc section. You can buy used Laserdisc machines. You can buy receivers from the 1960s or the 70s or the 80s. I'm telling you,
they didn't have Laserdisc in the 1960s.
Right there, Eric Wood, my new bestest friend. Laserdisc had great supplements. Some never followed over to DVD.
Okay, well, this is
Barn Boomer.
This is. Look, man, I what do I know? I never had a DVD player now, did I?
You didn't?
I mean, never had a Laserdisc player. So what do I know? What do I know, right?
Here's some more obsolete technology. It's called an LP.
LP.
Yeah, it's not the same thing. It's okay. Al, sorry, I'm Movies Anywhere.
The liner notes on the La La Land release that came out not too long ago are stellar. Yeah, anything by Mike. I never see the last name right. Mastranio is always stellar. He can take my money any day of the week. And if I don't have money, I have plasma, and there's a place over there that will buy it. So,
wait a minute. What do you mean? Your blood? Is that what you're talking about?
I mean, you got to do what you got to do to buy the new soundtrack release.
Dude.
Toy Habits knows what I'm talking about. Just change soundtrack to action figure. You know.
There you go. Yeah.
So you'll make more plasma tomorrow. It's all good.
What is this? On Movies Anywhere, get your room code, invite guests, and control playback. What does that mean? I want to host? I'm sorry. I'm going a little nuts here. There are these weird... there's this weird stuff in Movies Anywhere that's giving me all sorts of weird options. I was trying to see if the special features for my Blu-ray carried over into the Movies Anywhere digital release. They have not, unfortunately. So you're not going to get your little thing on John Williams or talking about scoring ET, which was on the Blu-ray. It might have been on the DVD as well. I don't know. But,
all right. Well, tomorrow night we're back again, 3 nights in a row, going for a world record here with Soundtracks with Birdman. It is Jerry Goldsmith. It would have been his birthday. He is unfortunately no longer with us. Eric Wood said he'd like to come on. We're going to chit chat. I'm trying to find a third person to come in. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. But either way, Eric Woods is always a joy to have on the show. So knowledgeable. I always feel like an idiot talking to him, but that's okay. I'm okay with that. So tomorrow night at 8, if you're around, talking Jerry Goldsmith and what would have been his birthday. Toy Habits, what have you got coming up lately? I mean, you just dropped videos like left and right.
We got a top 10, or actually we made it into a top 12 vintage G.I. Joe O-Ring live stream going tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Pacific time.
Okay. I'll have to catch the replay.
Yes. So,
but I will definitely catch.
Is May 12th is Burt Bacharach's birthday, Birdman. We may have to do a Casino Royale rewatch. When
Boomer,
is
you
May
got a
12th?
show coming up on Sunday?
Yeah, the usual geeky
Okay.
geezers. I'm trying to see though. When is When is May 12th this year? May 12th, 2022. What day does it fall on? Oh, for the love of Mike.
Oh, Boomer, a story you might want to research for your show
What?
Sunday night.
But it's on a Thursday. Never mind. Well, we can always
Okay.
do it the Wednesday before Thursday. There you go.
We could.
Yeah, there you go. We're gonna
I'm
do the smoke.
Trying to give you a news story here.
What's the news story? What is it?
Some toy guy on YouTube got a new Jurassic Park toy. He bought it from a retailer
Okay.
who apparently wasn't supposed to sell it yet. He did a review on it.
Spoiler.
And Mattel gave him a copyright strike on his channel.
Interesting.
That's,
Yeah.
All right. I'll look for that.
Fault. Not.
I mean that's like going nuclear option right out of the gate. And they copyright striked another channel as well. So
this reminds me of someone who, yeah, you know what it is? They did a review of a Nintendo game on the Nintendo Switch, and I think it was the new Metroid game, and he did a review of it, and the review released the day and date, but I think the code leaked early, or he got something leaked early, and he played maybe he just bought the game early, and he got this ready for launch date. Nintendo still went after him because he said there was no way you could have played the game all the way through and made that review on the same day it came out. That's rather harsh. It wasn't even like he didn't break the date of the game coming out. He didn't put it up early before the game came out. He waited till the game came out, but they still figured out there's no way you could have had access to that game unless somebody broke a curfew. I thought that was nuts.
It's free PR. If Toy Hat reviews an action figure, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of like those Mythic Legions people. Like, I wouldn't know anything about those if it wasn't for YouTube. I mean, nothing at all.
Right.
So,
yeah, that's crazy.
I'm sure they're not paying you to do an action figure review. I mean, you didn't get $100K for that, did you? No.
Nope.
Yeah.
I ain't getting that. I ain't getting paid that much.
Yeah.
I have a day job.
Yeah, I still have that too. All right. Well, Mattel sales spiked 19% in 2021, powered by dolls and action figures.
Yeah.
Okay.
They got
all right. And vehicles.
3 Masters of the Universe lines going right now. So.
All right. Cool. All right. Cool. All right. Well, this was fun hanging out with you guys.
So come back tomorrow night if you're free.
I probably won't be, but I'll definitely catch the repeat. I do like Goldsmith, but I got something I got to do tomorrow night.
I understand. Like I always say, we're not making money doing this. This is all fun.
As long as you know what, having fun though, that's its own reward, right?
There you go.
It is. Adopt, don't shop, people. Keep listening to great film music. We'll be back again tomorrow night. And hopefully I will still have some StreamYard hours left over for the rest of the month. Good night, everybody. And there we go.